On day 10 of training camp, Tua Tagovailoa finally throws an interception. Minkah Fitzpatrick steps in front of an end zone pass, picks it off, and is running about 80 yards downfield before Tyreek Hill sprints and catches him after Minkah has about a 15-yard head start. The question I have for Isaiah Smalls, my Miami Herald colleague here on the Dolphins In-Depth podcast is, Isaiah, would you have given that a pick six touchdown, or did you think that Tyreek caught him?
Well, first off, let's just say this. That was the fastest I've ever seen Tyreek run in practice. That boy was moving.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, whether or not he would have caught him, I think he would have. I think he would have. Because, and the thing, it's funny that you asked that, because I was literally just looking, because the Dolphins just posted the footage of it.
Oh, of that play?
Of that play, but they conveniently, like, you can't see where Tyreek is until the very end.
So they have Tyreek running him down?
They don't. That's not the angle. That's for whatever. I don't know what the angle is, because you can see that they're like shooting behind, I think, somebody's jersey the entire time. But it's like you don't see Tyreek. You see him just at the end, like for like a second, and you can't. I think Tyreek would have caught him. I definitely think it would have caught him. But at the same time, at that angle, when you catch a pick on the goal line at that angle, usually that's a 6. Usually because of just.
But he got ran down.
Yeah, but he got ran down, and so I don't know if that was just Tyreek moving. It was that
Minkah stopped running. I don't
know.
I just saw a really fast guy move down the field, and I was just like, "Damn, who is that?"
Going.
Obviously, a very interesting, another physical practice. You could tell that there's an emphasis put from Mike McDaniel to make sure that this team has some physical practices. Unfortunately, physicality leads to injuries, and we had a couple of those today. In terms of Alec Ingold had a very scary situation where it seemed like he got knocked out cold. He was out for a good little while, motionless. Immediately, players came up to him and called for the medics. You saw players get on the knee and start praying for Alec Ingold. Fortunately, he walked off the field on his own. We were told that he is in the concussion protocol. He got his bell rung. I didn't even see the contact and the hit. But the one hit that I did see is Mike Hilton laying that wood on Jalen Wright. Now, let me tell you the situation. It's a backed-in situation where the offense starts at the 3-yard line and has to work their way out of the situation to basically put themselves in position, either convert the first down and keep the drive going, or give themselves room to punt. This was on the second team unit. The second team offensive line gives you 2 false starts. So now we're at the half-yard line, because you have to keep breaking that penalty in half. Yeah. Half-yard line. They snap the ball. Mike Hilton gets into the backfield so fast. He is wrapping up Jalen Wright 3 yards into the backfield, and he gives you that hit stick. And it was probably one of the biggest hits in practice. For me, I'm not saying that Mike Hilton is in danger of not making the 53-man roster, but from my eyes, no, just hear me out.
Listen to what you about to say.
From my eyes, when you're not working with the starters, and when you're not doing special teams, and when you're a cornerback, if you're not doing special teams as a cornerback and you're not a starter, that's a trouble zone right there. But today,
he's 30. He's 31.
I get it. They're pacing him. They're bringing him along slowly. They're trying to see if Cornell Armstrong could play nickel.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. But I'm just watching the roster configurations, and I'm trying to say, hey, this ain't putting me in a good spot.
The math not mathing. I feel that.
The math not mathing, but maybe they're at the point where they're like, we know what you could do as a nickel. We good.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's where they are. I don't think he's not making the roster.
I didn't say he wasn't. He wasn't.
Yeah, but you insinuated that that he might not.
I'm saying he in the danger zone. If you're player number 40 and below, and you don't play special teams, you're in the danger zone.
Okay. I mean, that's your experience talking right there. I disagree, but I mean, it is what it is. Go ahead.
Let's do this. Let's do this depth chart. Chart. Stormed up cornerback number 1.
Yeah.
I just wrote a story to Miami Herald. He's pretty much locked that down. It's in pen. Orange jersey player for the second time. Not since training camp, but since the spring. Storm is, let's be real about it, starter every single day, except for the days that he didn't practice. Then we go to Kendall Sheffield. Then we go to Ethan Bonner. Then we go to Jack Jones. That's 4. That's 4. Okay. Now, Jason Marshall Jr., is going to make it on because of his draft status, unless he goes on IR.
Of course.
So that's 5.
Okay.
Now we got Mike Hilton versus Cornell Armstrong. Mike Hilton clearly gets the edge from an experience standpoint, but roster configuration. How will I feel about keeping Mike Hilton on my initial 53-man roster? He's there for week 1, and I have to guarantee his contract for the entire season. See, these are the things that my veteran experience tell me,
okay, but
if I cut him and sign him week 2, I could go week to week. Then on top of that, what about cornerbacks that I might claim off waiver wire? Or what about the veterans that are out there on the street?
Again, you named a bunch of names, right? And none of them have experience really in the nickel, other than Cornell, right? And so just off of what you just said alone, unless they're totally abandoning the nickel package, right? They're just not running.
Hold on, you gotta make him play the nickel. And then Elijah, or if he can play the nickel.
Of course you can. I understand.
I'm getting creative, but
you're getting very
where
creative.
But when you have a guy,
I get it. But when you have a guy that specializes in that, I just would be remiss to say that he's not making the roster out, right? I get what you're saying from the veteran perspective, but you just named 4 or 5 corners. None of them are nickels. And if you're telling me I have to choose between Mike Hilton and Cornell Armstrong, Mike Hilton being the guy that has played it for years versus Cornell Armstrong is the guy that has just played it in the last couple years and never finished. Well, I don't want to say never, but in the last couple years hasn't finished a season with those teams. Come on, Omar.
Hold on. You're also not factoring in that Cornell Armstrong is a gunner. I don't know what their gunner situation looks like.
That's fair.
Backup cornerback's got to play gunner.
That's fair.
Now is your gunner going to be Ethan Bonner?
I was going to say Ethan Bonner.
Going to be Jason Marshall. There you go. That special team, veterans situation. A lot of things play into the roster configuration, but that we could talk about that later.
I understand that. Last thing I'm saying, I just think that you're losing a lot of experience if you let go of Mike Hilton. To me, I think, especially considering I don't want to call the room fragile right now, but they've lost 2 guys in a week. There is a little bit of, whether they want to admit it or not, there has to be a little bit of a, oh shit factor in there, because they lost 2 guys in a week. That's 2
guys and really 3, because today Mike McDaniel basically sounded like he voted Cam Smith off the island. I say this, Mike is an overly positive coach, especially when he's talking to the media.
Extremely.
No matter how bad the performer is, you will get a positive comment from Mike somewhere sprinkled in there. We have gotten to the point where there is no positive mention about Cam Smith anymore. And Mike was basically like, yeah, he's out again. We can't evaluate him. And I forget what the exact quote was. Let me quote the exact quote.
Exact quote.
Let me pull up the exact quote.
It was certainly one of those moments where, like, you know, I feel like everyone in the media room was like, okay, yikes.
Like, yeah, he said, we are all awaiting his ability to stay on the field. And that's
I can't hear that without like laughing.
Wow. That was Mike being positive. We are at a certain point, just like Chris Greer said, you can't hold their hands anymore.
Yeah.
You can't make excuses for them anymore.
Yeah. The best ability is availability, like point blank period, right? And so if you can't even stay on the field, it begs the question, why are you on the team? And whether what that means, we don't know, right? I'm not saying he's a candidate to get cut. Well,
he's a candidate. Yeah, without a doubt, unquestionable candidate to get cut. He
is. Yeah, he actually might be.
He's in the top 5 of the list of guys that your days here are numbered. Like you better kill it in the exhibition season.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He gotta come down with at least a pick to guarantee his spot for sure.
You know, you're gonna see a lot of run. Hopefully there are no more injuries in the secondary because they can't really afford any more injuries. Ife Melifonwu came back today on a limited basis. Elijah Campbell is still the top guy in that unit right now. Elijah's a core special teamer. He's gonna be here.
Yeah.
Whether or not he can win the starting job, that's a whole different ball game. Ife Melifonwu is projected to be a starting safety. He was supposed to compete with Ashton Davis, but began the camp on the unable to perform list because with an injury. How that plays out, we'll get to see more. But right now, Elijah Campbell, and they've got 2 young safeties, Jordan Colbert and John Sanders Jr., who are making plays.
They're definitely making plays. They've had some picks. Like this week alone, I'm pretty sure John Saunders had 2 this week. I think they both actually have 2 this week. Colbert got 1 today, and I think he has 1 from earlier in the week. I believe so. I'd have to go back and check my notes. It's all starting to run together.
Yeah,
not lie to you.
Yeah, you'd have to. We're on day 10. You'd have to check my daily stock reports. People keep better track of that than I do. I can honestly tell you, the minute I walk off the practice field and walk up to the media room, like I don't remember anything that happened in practice. Like,
no,
I got to go back and look at my tweets and look at the practice report that we did for the Miami Herald, and we do a daily practice report compiled by Barry Jackson. I do remember the standout plays, and I do remember the standout performers. Yes. I would say, even though we had Willie Gay today, who talked to the media.
Yes,
I know Willie Gay. Like, I think he dropped another one today, or what did he do?
He dropped another pick today for sure.
Yeah, he dropped another pick. He's fighting with me whether he's dropped 3 or 4 interceptions. Brother, I've been keeping count. I know it's your work, but I'm like, man, you know. Now, in his defense, he did say all of the time he's trying to get himself in position. And then he realizes once he's in position, I can get this ball, but it's too late.
Yeah.
So he's not initially going for the pick. He's going for the deflection, and then he realizes, I can get this ball.
Yeah.
But he's been one of Kent's top performers.
We
have a running joke in the media contingent about the fact that Willie Gay has never been named the orange jersey player, despite making a play every single day for 10 days. And we actually got Willie to respond to that today.
I'm gonna get an orange jersey, man.
Orange jersey, man. If they give me the orange jersey, practice gonna be lit. I'm gonna say that. but I don't know, man. I'm just out there doing my job, man. I'm not really worried about it. I just feel like Coach finds who makes the play of the day. And he just picks a random guy sometimes, but it is what it is, dog. I ain't really worried about it.
Willie, I know players are never fully satisfied, but to us it looks like you're making plays every single day out there. How do you feel you're performing?
I'm healthy. Praise God for that. And I'm able to do my job. It's just best of my ability. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Obviously, there's always room for growth. So I'm going to continue to do that each and every day and do what I'm asked to do.
What's the part of your game you're doing in camp that you're most proud of?
Running, coverage. I feel like I'm doing pretty good, getting my hands on, batting balls down. A couple of them was dropped, but it's okay, because in the games they're gonna be picks if I get opportunities. So I think coverage, man. I'm actually, I'm proud of myself. I usually don't give myself praise, but if I had to just answer that, probably just the pass coverage and trying to get better, even better at it. And so yeah.
How important is that to team that with your ability to blitz too? We've seen you get in the backfield a lot. Like, how does that coverage and blitz stuff work together to make you a better player?
Like you say, well-rounded, man. Whatever they ask me to do, I try to do the best of my ability, and being able to blitz and drop in coverage and cover man-to-man, I feel like it's my skill set. Obviously, it's always going to be something to get better at within those things. Like I was telling him, being able to get in the passing lanes a lot this camp, has been big for me. So continue using my skill set everywhere I can.
It thoroughly impresses me, or not impresses me, but confuses me, how the Dolphins got a guy with 55 NFL starts with the versatility to play edge, inside, weak side, strong side. How they got him for the minimum contract, and in last year he did not play well in Seattle. He did not play well with the Saints. He didn't really contribute, and he acknowledged probably by week 11 he checked out mentally. Checking out mentally is not a place you want to be in the NFL. But man, if I would struggle to name 3 guys who have outperformed him at training camp, top of my list would be Tua Tagovailoa, who threw his first practice interception in 10 practices. Mm-hmm. So he had a 9-game streak of no interceptions. Mm-hmm. I think I would put Patrick Paul number 2, even though I didn't think he did that well today because Bradley Chubb came alive today. Okay, Bradley Chubb. Welcome back to training camp, Bradley. I hope you enjoyed your week off.
Come on, don't do that.
I mean, let's be real about it.
Don't do that. Just because they're not making plays don't mean they're not out there. It's okay.
I mean,
look. We'd rather him take a week off, right, than him going 1,000 billion% in August. In the first week of August.
Hold on. You made Patrick Paul look like he about to be a monster. Now, maybe Patrick Paul's about to be a monster.
Yeah, maybe.
We have to wonder if Bradley Chubb was starting to wear down. Do you not wonder that?
I do wonder that. I definitely wonder that. But also, again, we've talked about this last time on the podcast. Like, we are officially in the dog days of training camp. If stuff's starting to run together for us, I can't imagine what it's like for them because they in that building much longer than we are. Good God.
That's true. That's fair.
So
you're just trying to make it through practice.
Yes, you're trying to make it through training camp healthy. You're trying to make it through practice healthy, especially when you got guys like falling left and right. Like
injury list is long. I do it every day. It's about we're well into double digits.
I don't think people conveniently forget that someone basically passed out the first day of training camp in Bayron Matos. He had to get airlifted. He didn't pass out. I'm sorry. He had to get airlifted. Airlifted on the first day.
Don't forget we had an ACL tear on the first day.
And
before we even got to any team periods.
Before we're fully suited and booted.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a physical game, though. It's a
very physical game. 100% injury rate for sure.
It's crazy. But so I would say, but after that, after Tua and Patrick Paul, I would struggle between Willie.
I like Waddle. I like what Waddle is like. Even though, like, I mean, it seems kind of, Jalen Waddle's making plays again. It seems like every practice that happens, but it's like I personally love it just because when you learn a lot about somebody when they face adversity, right? And last year, considering the performance last year and his numbers, certainly was a down year for him. And so just to see him kind of attack this training camp with the same level of energy, same level of fervor, making plays. To me, he deserves one of those top spots. Even if you don't put him in that top 3, I might put him number 4 for sure. Yes.
Now I'm gonna put you up against a wall.
Okay, go ahead.
Who has Waddle or Willie Gay? Who has performed the best?
I mean, I think
take out status.
You said standout status?
Take out status.
Take out status. I will say, are we taking out status or context in general? Because I think when you're talking about evaluating Willie Gay Jr., as I'm writing later today, I think context is important because of everything you said, right? Because they got him for a minimum, because he's coming off of a down year. Like, I'm not
factoring in money. I'm just saying who is playing, who is making plays every day.
Willie Gay. I'll give it to Willie Gay.
I don't even think Jalen Waddle has a touchdown. Not that I, not.
Are we taking off the false start touchdown? Yes.
Yeah.
Take that off?
I mean, that was an impressive play, but it was.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was a screen play that was going for a touchdown.
He has a touchdown. I just can't pinpoint it off the top of my head, but he has one for sure.
Okay, I believe you. I believe that there might be one. Maybe I'm slighting Jalen Waddle. He probably will say I've always slight him. Who is out here saying that Jalen might be the number 1 receiver other than me?
People are saying. I did see that. People are saying that actually. I did see that on the interwebs, on the inters of net. So I don't know where that's coming from, other than
we shall see. I did want to play a very interesting game with you. I didn't want you to be prepared.
Okay, he definitely didn't want me to be prepared because this is the first
I didn't want you to be prepared. I am going to make you give me some either ors. Okay,
got you.
Tua Tagovailoa's backup right now, based on what you've seen, either Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers. Give me your reason.
Zach Wilson.
Reason?
Quinn Ewers has never played an NFL snap. I kind of want to see him face other talent that's not wearing aqua and orange in order to fully evaluate his where he's at. Granted, Zach Wilson we've seen him against NFL talent, hasn't been the greatest, but same time he's actually been there, and I think you give credit to the veteran. So
okay, let's move on. Player who has earned the number 2 running back role, Jalen Wright or Alexander Madison?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'd say Madison, only because he has seemingly performed better with less talent, if that makes sense, right? When you have Jalen Wright running behind the 2s, it doesn't look good at all. It's never looked good. Same with Ollie Gordon. Same with, Alexander Madison. But Madison has made more plays with the 2s than Wright has. Now, Wright running with the 1s has been good. It's looked straight. He has put the ball on the ground a few times, which I don't like. Madison has yet to do that. So I got to go Madison. Even though Jalen Wright has had a strong camp, definitely making an argument. And I know that, this coaching staff likes to put you in adverse positions just to see how how you figure it out. But Madison to me, I think, unfortunately, it's for Jalen Wright. But yeah, definitely Madison so far.
Okay, number 3 receiver, player who has earned, based on training camp, that number 3 role with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. Malik Washington, NWI, or D. Eskridge?
Come on now. Okay, Malik Washington had a good catch today, but it was one of the first times you've said his name. I think D. Eskridge has made plays with again, I think when you're doing these evaluation things, I like to see guys performing regardless of who they are with, which is why I've been so high on Theo Weiss Jr. Right, like he's been consistently performing with the threes. Right,
who is he out here beating? Nobody. But go ahead, continue.
You can make the same argument against or with D. Eskridge, because D. Eskridge is primarily running with the 2s and 3s, and he's not necessarily playing the high level talent. That's a tough one.
You gotta make a call.
I will go Malik Washington only because I remember his camp last year, and from what he did last year to this year, it's night and day, right? Okay. Even though we haven't called his name out that much, he hasn't been, but that's because he's consistently been running as the number. I don't know if I'm speaking. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, let me move on. I don't want to address the offensive line because it's just I don't want to depress everybody with this podcast. The Dolphins did sign Jermaine Ifedi. 90 starts today. He's 90 starts, former first-round pick. He's primarily started at right tackle. He's got 6 starts. He's played for 6 teams in 10 years. This is the 4th offensive lineman they've signed in 10 days. Remember when I told you that you had a backup issue? Do you remember that?
Yeah. You weren't lying. You were not lying.
Okay. Who is the top backup defensive tackle? Matt Dickerson, Matthew Butler, or Jordan Phillips?
Matt Dickerson, actually. Matt Dickerson. He's actually been making a little bit of plays this week. We didn't really call his name too much previous weeks, but when Pads came on, between him and Matthew Butler, definitely not Jordan Phillips. You can kind of, he hasn't been doing much, but it'd be between Butler and Dickerson, and I'd have to give the edge to Dickerson. There's been a few plays where a play is made. I look up and I'm like, okay, that's Zach Sealer, and I'm like, oh snap, that is not Zach Sealer. That is Matt Dickerson.
It's a light-skinned man. That's what he said, because y'all don't realize what he said.
Why you gotta wake up from your blast like that?
Matt Dickerson is high yellow. He looks like Zach Sealer, but he's not Zach Sealer. Just to trans,
you're funny.
Just to articulate what Isaiah is trying to say.
I appreciate it.
All right. This one. Ooh, you're gonna be scared of this one. Okay,
go ahead.
You ready? Are you ready for this one?
I mean, I don't have a choice. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Who should be starting next to Jordan Brooks? Tyrell Dodson?
Oh, don't do that.
Or Willie Gay Jr.?
You're not gonna like my answer to this. I think in order to accurately answer that question, I have to see if Willie Gay Jr. has ever been a green dot guy. That is I'd have to know that.
Ooh,
that would be, that's my only caveat to answer this question. That's why I feel like I cannot answer this question until I know that. So
all right, okay.
I think in order to give the best possible answer to that one, I need to know whether or not he's been a green dot guy. Which let's actually look that up. Google.
No. We gotta move on. We gotta move on.
Go ahead.
Okay. Top pass rusher behind Chubb, Phillips, and Chop.
Grayson Murphy.
You gotta let me get the choices.
I apologize. Go ahead.
Okay, no. You said it. Grayson Murphy over Muhammad Kamara, over Quentin Bell, over Daquan Jackson, over Derek McClendon, and over Cameron Good.
You said pass rusher, correct? Not edge rusher? Yeah. Grayson Murphy.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. And let me go with the last safety on the roster. Okay.
All right.
We already know Fitzpatrick, Ashton Davis will probably begin on IR.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Iffy Melifon, who will probably begin starting. You got Elijah, who's going to be in there. He's safely on the 53-man roster.
Yeah.
Who gets that fifth role, which is a spot made available by Ashton Davis is going on IR? Is it going to be Patrick McMorris, Jordan Colbert, John Sanders Jr., or Deontay Trader Jr.?
Deontay Trader Jr. I'm gonna go Deontay Trader Jr. And I'm doing that based solely off of what the coaches said. Because if you remember with Dante and why he hasn't been practicing as of late, McDaniel specifically said he's saving him for the joint practices, which essentially means I want to see you versus different competition, which means to me, he's played well enough, small sample size. We haven't seen him in pads yet, obviously. Or have we? How long has he been out? I don't think we have seen him in pads.
I don't think we have seen him in
pads. But he had a pretty solid OTA. I remember he had to pick in OTAs. He's a guy that I believe, he plays hard, right? Definitely plays hard.
We don't know that. We ain't seen him in pads.
Yeah, it's very true. Well, without pads, he plays hard. Without pads, he plays hard. And so I'm gonna go with that. Obviously, the best ability is availability, but I haven't seen anything from Patrick McMorris, Colbert, and
John Sanders
today have been making plays as of lately, so they're kind of itching. Those two are definitely before McMorris. I know that Patrick McMorris had a solid training camp in 2024. That's what people have told me. I wasn't here for like the first half of it, so that's what people. I didn't see that with my 2 eyes, but that's what people have told me. Look.
He made a lot of tackles in the first preseason game. Okay, cool. But anyway, listen. It's all about making plays. Obviously, politics plays a huge part in who makes a 53-man roster. Chris Greer keeps his draft picks generally. And, but there are times when Julian Hill beats a draft pick, Elijah Higgins. Julian Hill beat out Elijah Higgins, an undrafted player, beat out a drafted player. And then you got Ethan Bonner, who has always been ahead of Cam Smith. And look at Storm Duck. So there are times and instances where they do not play the political game. But on that note, I hope you enjoyed seeing Isaiah on the hot seat making these tough decisions that Chris Greer and his staff will have to decide and discuss. We will be back on Tuesday because we only talked to the offensive coordinator. We only talked to the coaches on Monday.
Well, Omar had some technical difficulties, so join us next time on this episode of Dolphins in Depth. We'll see you on Tuesday. Peace.